Hey, why can't we get some balloons?
Okay, look, you didn't buy it, so stop complaining.
We didn't buy the turtle.
So here's what went down, and it's wild. Skattebo drops this comment that's way out of pocket, and the whole internet loses its mind. Shedeur didn't just let it slide though. He came right back, and now we've got ourselves a situation. This isn't your typical back and forth banter anymore. This thing has blown up into something way bigger. Is Skattebo completely losing it, or is he just being straight up disrespectful? Drop your thoughts down below, because this NFL offseason just got absolutely insane.
Oh, I love everything about him.
What started as simple player jokes between guys hanging out turned into this massive internet explosion that nobody saw coming. The cameras were rolling, and everyone's just having a good time cracking jokes until Skattebo decides to open his mouth. He goes after Shedeur with this money comment, trying to be funny about draft positions and paychecks. Dead silence. Nobody laughed. Not even a smile. Just this heavy, uncomfortable energy filling the room. Here's what really happened though. This wasn't football smack talk at all. This was pure insecurity, showing itself when all eyes were watching. Skattebo wanted to seem bigger and more dominant, but instead he came across as small and trying way too hard. It wasn't even close to being subtle about it. Everyone in that room felt the cringe, and everyone watching online picked up on it immediately. This wasn't some harmless joke gone wrong. This was someone's ego getting completely exposed while trying to score cheap points in a space where Shedeur already commanded all the respect and attention.
Now fast forward recently to Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, goes viral, but not for football, but for how he structured his contract. He added an equity clause in his deal with Gatorade. That clause basically said, I'm not just here as a name or a body, I want part of what's being built off of me. I want ownership in the outcome. So that clause essentially just preserved his interest. And he didn't walk away with just a one-time check. He walked away with his corrected status in the contract, and he claimed his equity.
Shedeur's response was perfect though. No yelling, no dramatic outburst, no turning it into some screaming match for the cameras. He just let that moment sit there and breathe. His expression said absolutely everything that needed saying. One sharp look that was calm but unbreakable. Then this slight smile appeared, not friendly at all, but the type that basically says, you just made a huge mistake, boom, done. That silence hit harder than any comeback could have. In a room where every single camera is catching every little reaction and facial expression, staying that composed sends a message that screaming never could. Shedeur understands this game completely. He's been in these high-pressure spotlight situations before, and he doesn't waste his energy on people acting foolish. Skattebo, though, he completely panicked. He thought being loud meant being dominant. He thought his words could somehow make him more relevant. He thought he could rattle someone who already knows exactly how these situations work. He was completely wrong about all of it, and everyone watching could see his mistake happening in real time. What most people are completely missing is the bigger picture here. Shedeur isn't moving like some rookie who just got drafted. He's thinking like a full business operation with a brand and platform to protect. Every single move he makes is strategic and calculated. Skattebo tried to hit him where he thought it would hurt most, which is his finances. But Shedeur isn't walking around with cash in his pockets like that. He's carrying influence and leverage and eyeballs following his every move. That broke comment is meaningless and honestly pretty laughable when you think about it. He's already figured out how to turn attention into actual currency through endorsements and jersey sales and fan engagement. Skattebo is still trapped in this old-school thinking where your contract check defines everything about your value as a player. Shedeur is operating on a completely different level, and this whole situation just proved it to everyone watching. One careless comment and one desperate attempt to look big, and the entire world got to see exactly who's actually built for this kind of spotlight and who's just pretending. Skattebo clearly didn't think any of this through before opening his mouth. He tried to make it seem like attacking Shedeur's money situation would somehow hurt him where it matters most. But Shedeur isn't just sitting around collecting paychecks like a regular player. He's thinking way bigger than that. He wants ownership stakes and long-term positioning and a piece of the actual business, not just flat payments. It's like he's playing chess while Skattebo is still figuring out checkers. Even if people online don't know the exact dollar amounts or contract details, that's completely missing the point anyway. The real point is about leverage and ownership and control over your own situation. Getting a small piece of a major brand that keeps growing year after year can end up being worth way more than any big upfront contract payment. That's how you build actual wealth that continues past your playing career and past all the highlight reels and past when your body can't perform anymore. So when Skattebo tried that broke angle, it never had a chance of landing. It couldn't work, because Shedeur is built to think in decades, not just individual paydays, and anyone trying to score cheap points with rookie-level insults against someone who operates like a complete business just ends up looking weak and desperate and completely exposed. The same energy shows up every single time people start arguing about Shedeur's endorsement deals. They throw around these massive numbers and talk about draft positions like his entire value is somehow limited by where he got picked. That's not how any of this works in today's game, though. It's not about what round you went in anymore. It's about attention and influence and brand pull that actually matters. Can you move products when your name is attached? Do fans actually care about your story? Can you shift entire cultural conversations just by being associated with something? That's exactly why companies like Nike and Gatorade are paying attention to every single move, not just touchdowns and highlight plays. When they look at the complete picture, including identity and impact, and the buzz you create across social media platforms, Shedeur absolutely gets it. Skattebo clearly doesn't understand any of this, so any cheap shot about money just comes across as laughable and weak. The lesson is crystal clear here. If you try to attack someone who's built for the long-term game with these rookie-level insults, you're the one who ends up getting exposed, not them. People want to make the jersey situation seem simple, but it's way more complex than that. It's not just a piece of clothing or just another sale on a spreadsheet. Every single jersey a player sells can create an entire revenue stream if fans actually connect with the story and the name and the personality behind it. Most players never even get close to touching that kind of level, though. Skattebo clearly didn't understand the difference. Calling Shedeur broke wasn't just a weak attempt at humor. It showed he has no clue about the difference between a simple contract payment and the bigger picture of brand power and influence and leverage. Paychecks are temporary, but brand wealth can last forever. In today's NFL, the targeted player doesn't even need to respond directly. Say something stupid or take a cheap shot, and the internet becomes the referee. Clips go viral, and comments flood in everywhere. Suddenly, the person who was talking trash is playing defense, while the actual target barely has to move a muscle. That's exactly how you get completely exposed. That's how Shedeur stays completely untouchable in these situations. He understands the field obviously, but he also understands the room and the cameras and the followers and the attention economy. That's where the real power exists now. Here's what people keep missing about money in professional football. It's way bigger than any rookie contract could ever be. Endorsements and appearances and licensed merchandise and partnerships and digital content creation, that's the real playground now. Draft position might set your starting point, but it definitely doesn't set your limits for the future. Players who really get it treat their name like a platform, not just a paycheck. They convert attention into influence, then influence into deals, then deals into long-term generational wealth. That's exactly what Shedeur has been doing this whole time. Some athletes try to hide from the spotlight completely, others chase it in reckless ways that backfire. He doesn't do either approach. He controls it completely. He uses it strategically. That's exactly why cheap shots like Skattebo's fall completely flat. You can't shake someone who's been building attention as a valuable asset for years. You just make yourself look desperate and small and completely unprepared for this level. That's the real lesson everyone should take from this. The game isn't just happening on the field anymore, it's happening everywhere your name appears, and only a few players really know how to own that completely. The broke comment didn't just miss its target. It was a complete disaster in terms of strategy. Skattebo tried to make Shedeur look small in front of everyone, but he completely misread the entire situation. That joke was based on this outdated idea that money only comes from contracts. That's not the game anymore at all. Now it's about attention and influence and staying in complete control when cameras are rolling everywhere. Shedeur didn't lose his temper. He didn't start yelling. He didn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. He stayed calm, and that's what completely flipped the entire moment. The spotlight didn't follow his reaction. It followed Skattebo's obvious desperation instead. Every eye in that room felt the shift happening. Every viewer online felt the awkwardness too. Skattebo wasn't really talking to Shedeur at all. He was performing for the cameras, trying to create some kind of headline moment. That's the trap in today's shows and podcasts and panel discussions. One comment or one weak jab and the internet decides who won and who lost. If you're sloppy about it, you get completely exposed. That's exactly what happened here. The broke line wasn't clever or funny at all. It was a weak attempt to look bigger by trying to tear someone else down, and that silence completely crushed it. Shedeur's self-control didn't just protect his reputation, it made Skattebo look small and insecure and desperate in front of everyone watching. When the moment went viral, that's all anyone could see. This is exactly how attention works in today's world. Every single reaction becomes part of the game you're playing. You can deliver a perfect insult and still look terrible if you lose control of yourself. You can clap back flawlessly and still come across as unstable or pressed. Shedeur's calmness turned the entire moment into proof of his complete control over the situation. Fans noticed it immediately, and supporters noticed it too. The narrative basically spread itself without any help. Skattebo handed the internet a storyline where he's desperately reaching for relevance, whether he meant to or not. Shedeur didn't need to respond at all. He didn't need to defend himself or explain anything. His body language did all the talking that needed to happen. The room shifted completely, and the clip traveled everywhere, and everyone watching could see exactly who got pressed first. That's the lesson most young players never fully understand. These moments aren't just about what words you choose to say, they're about who you are while you're saying them. Control the moment, and you control the story. Lose control, and the world rewrites the entire script for you. Shedeur's calm, collected presence made him look completely untouchable. Skattebo's desperate move became a cautionary tale happening in real time. The best part, though? Shedeur didn't even need to fight back. He just stood there. Let the cameras and the fans and the internet do all the work for him. That's how you turn a weak attack into proof of your dominance without ever having to raise your voice. Skattebo tried to use draft pick numbers like they were some kind of weapon. Like the round you get selected in tells the entire world how much you actually matter as a person. But that's not how any of this works anymore in professional sports. Football is just the stage where everything happens. The real game is business and influence and perfect timing. Shedeur has been building that real game for years in front of everyone watching. That broke comment wasn't smart strategy. It didn't shake him at all. It only showed that the guy making it is still completely stuck in an old way of thinking, where you count contracts instead of building platforms. The biggest contracts don't mean the most anymore in this economy. The players who actually win long-term are the ones with complete control over attention, who stay calm while chaos explodes around them, and who know exactly how to turn every viral clip into their advantage. Shedeur didn't argue with anyone. He didn't scream or get defensive. He just stood there, calm and collected, letting everyone else feel the tension building, letting the cameras capture every second of it, and letting a single knowing smile communicate everything that needed to be said. The room felt the shift instantly. You could see it happening in real time. People knew that line had crossed a boundary. They knew the joke wasn't actually funny, and they knew who really had control over the entire situation. Shedeur didn't have to fight or defend himself from anything. The awkward silence did all the work. The uncomfortable energy pointed directly at Skattebo, not at him. That's the reality of influence now. It's not about shouting louder than everyone else. It's about staying completely steady when someone else completely loses their composure. The player who panics first is the one everyone remembers for the wrong reasons. The player who stays calm is the one everyone talks about with respect. That's exactly what happened in this situation. Shedeur's restraint made him look absolutely untouchable. Skattebo's desperation made him look completely reckless. One viral moment and two completely different outcomes for their reputations. Here's the bigger lesson that most people are missing completely. Respect functions as currency in this world. Influence equals real power. And the guys who try to take that away from someone who understands both principles usually end up getting exposed badly. Shedeur didn't need to say a single word. He didn't need to clap back with some clever comeback. The moment spoke for itself and for him. For Skattebo, though, every move and every word and every attempt to look big got recorded and replayed and analyzed everywhere. It didn't make him look like a champion. It framed him as desperate. That's exactly why these moments matter so much. This isn't just football entertainment. This is business and reputation and strategy, all combined into one live clip that millions of people will see. So the real question for all the fans watching is, did Skattebo actually cross a line that shouldn't be crossed? Or was it just harmless trash talk? If you want more bold takes and more behind-the-scenes power plays and more NFL moments that mainstream coverage completely misses, you know exactly where to stay, locked in for all of it. Shedeur Sanders didn't just fire back at the disrespect. He exposed the weakness behind Skattebo's entire approach, calm and collected and completely untouchable. That's exactly how you win, without ever having to raise your voice or lose your composure. If you want more explosive takes exactly like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like, and stay locked in for every single play that happens behind the headlines.